And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Friday night community Metroid Planets race. My name is Skyhawk. I will be your novice commentator for this evening. Thank you, MST. Tonight's race we'll have on the restream will be Gordor, Fienzy, Meteor 9, v1.30, and Alex Classics. For those uninitiated, Metroid Planets is a from the ground up built PC port of NES Metroid with several options. You have one original Metroid race, the same classic game, a newer planet called Novus, which is a totally different map layout, some extra mechanics, some extra major items. Kind of like some screw attack, not screw attack, sorry. So like spring ball, stuff that you normally didn't see in Metroid in the original Metroid, including some extra items called cores that the developer Vacant Shade has added to the game, add a bit more flavor to the game. We'll see those as the run goes today. And then there's Enigma. This is the randomizer version. Create your own rooms, generate worlds, starting run. And it looks like the timer's to start, although we're waiting for it to sync up. But it looks like we've started. So in Enigma, you can set different categories, different settings, how big you want the map to be, how many areas you want. Starting off here in this one. Oh, this is a great little room. They're gonna get more fall, and then they're gonna end up getting a next major, which is Long Beam. The author of this room set it up in a way where the items are forced to spawn, and then luckily, our favorite best beam, wave beam. So moving up here, this starting in seed, we're going to be going pretty much right away. Get some energy tanks. First missile pack seems to be coming up here. So in this room, you'll see the mini map on the top right corner is flashing in red. So that indicates the room is a combat room. So you need to defeat all the monsters for a certain trigger to occur. Either a door will unlock or certain blocks may go away, revealing a secret path. Screamo music. So in this case, in this room, it's basically just a combat door that's going to be the one they just came in from. Although I believe this room is a little more unique. Just in a second. Kind of looks like it starts upside down. Go right side up. So while they continue to go through this room, to explain back to the type of settings, so you can specify how big the map you want it to be. So there's small, medium, large. You can have up to 7 different areas in the game. The areas are usually connected either via elevators, and in some instances, if the generator is very favorable, it will actually connect one room to another via a door or an area. I can see here, this room, the meter's going in right now, that has a possible major on the side. So some rooms, when you develop them, you can tell it to have an item, and the item could be either a miner, which would be either an energy tank or a missile tank, or you can specified to be a possible major, which will be either the 2 items I mentioned previously, or a major item, which would be either one of the beams, so wave, long, ice, or spazer, which all stack. Screw attack, which we'll see at some point soon. Space jump, spring ball, high jump, and various suit. One of the other options in the map generator is also whether you want there to be heated rooms. So heated rooms is basically environmental damage. If you do not have various suit, when you enter that room, you will take consistent damage periodically, draining you until you reach 0 and die. So we've got Fiendzy and Epi here, just to get into one of our first bosses in this game, Spore Spawn, which is not an actual NES Metroid boss. He's actually from Super Metroid for the SNES. Runs in a specific pattern. You got to wait for him to open up, and you start shooting in the middle. Generally speaking, most rooms, author rooms will make these rooms and they'll put those little flower buds on the top. Kind of add a little more randomness to the room so you can't just stand still. Curious on the sync of corridor is just behind starting now, or is he's just in sync, but we'll find out soon enough. So all our runners seem to be at Spore Spawn at the moment. Kind of makes this for a fairly, I would say, linear seed. It's just that he's just really early. So while they continue fighting that, back to the rooms. The next option is whether or not you want cores enabled. That's an obvious selection there. And then, depending if you develop the rooms, you can assign what's called tags or area names. So if you make enough rooms, you can actually do what's called custom area, which is you replace one of the 7 original areas that I mentioned before with something new. So if you want to make Sarah's Station from Super Metroid, you can design enough rooms and be able to generate a whole area based on those rooms. The tags, meanwhile, if you want certain rooms tagged, flagged for, let's say, you want to make a troll room, you know how that goes. Then the game will favor those rooms. At the same time, you can also tell it to ignore those rooms altogether. So the generator is very customizable in terms of what you want to use and how you want the map to be generated. Let's see, what is that? What did Epi just get? He got a core. Just can't see what core it is. I think that might be, yeah, that is most likely Surge Core. So Surge Core is a bit of a rapid fire option, except that the longer you hold down the button, the slower the rate of fire becomes. So this is basically a little bit to keep your thumbs from getting a little tired. Now, and also in every room, when you develop one, you have to called give it a logical pathing. So if you have an item somewhere and you need certain major items to get to it, so say for example more ball or bombs and bombs, then you need to tell the editor that the pathing to that item has to be that. Otherwise, if done improperly in the map generated, it may what's we call the broken seed, and the game will be uncompletable. We're just waiting around here. MSD's just syncing everyone up. Is he actually behind, or is it just really his screen is behind? I'm assuming it's just a stream. Four minutes. So currently the main area that most people started in was called Brinstar. They're usually color-coded on the map, so Brinstar will be green. Where Alex was up until the moment the stream was paused to sync up with Gordor is an area called Crate, which is only connecting through Brinstar, except in the option where I said if there's a door. The Spore Spawn is located always in Brinstar, and the boss in Crate is literally called Crate. That area's in gray, so whenever we get to Norfair, that area will be in red. And then the area where the boss Ridley, again, also named after the boss, the area is called Ridley, will be in a sort of a purplish hue that also only connects via elevator from Norfair. Then there you have the standard criteria that most people are familiar with from the original Metroid and next Metroid. That one has one area that only connects to it, which is called Wreck Ship, which is a Super Metroid area that was also introduced into planets. And then you have Turia, everyone's favorite endgame, Create and Crate. Boss Shuffle would be very exciting. So you have your last area, it's Turia, where you have the final boss, which is Mother Brain. The only catch is, unlike the original Metroid and even Super Metroid, in planets, and especially in Enigma, because we generate our own rooms, you actually have items that you can collect in Turia. So the logic that the generator creates might have you going into there just to get something to go back somewhere else. It makes for a bit of running, but it is a fun and challenging game to try to figure out what they're doing. What you need to do, sorry. It's also fun to see the different rooms that people generate and you get there. So like Meter just came to this one room. I don't think I've ever seen it myself. Lots of different doors. Here we got Fiendsy's arriving into Norfair here. This is one standard elevator we see a lot. Usually has that miner sitting there. Kind of looks a bit like an entrance to Wreck Ship. So one of our authors is actually the streamer on the top left, or Gordor. He's a big proponent of Wavebeam, so he's themed a lot of his rooms based on Wavebeam and requirements to get past Wavebeam. A lot of people seem to have a sort of a like or a dislike to specific themes, or dislikes, but specifically like people like creating. Gordor likes working with Wavebeam rooms. Epi's been designing a lot of what he calls red criteria. So criteria tile set in red with lots of lava, which he's planning to make into a specific room. Now we got Meteor here entering what's basically, it's a heated room. As you can see, his energy's dropping at a fairly steady rate. Until he gets Variosuit, this will be something he'll have to deal with. Since the seed today was generated with what's called allowable heated rooms, the seed will create rooms that are heated, and it's not entirely certain whether or not you need to go through that way, but it gives you the ability to. In other words, it'll make sure that you should have what you need to get past that room in terms of energy. So it was a search corner. I'm looking at Alex's stream here. That was in that room. The room epis in now that just got the missile. A lot of authors have developed several different versions of that. Varying from, that's probably the easiest one. Who got bombs? Oh, we're in Albuquerque. We are in Albuquerque. Just don't forget to make that left turn, people. So you'll see a lot of the items in all the rooms are hidden. So they're either hidden by different types of blocks. You have blocks that can only be triggered by shooting missiles at them, by putting bombs next to them, or by just straight shooting at them. There are also different combination of blocks that will trigger chain-wise with you shooting those blocks. And there are different ways to discover what blocks they are. So if you have a missile block, just by shooting at it will reveal itself as a missile block. Bomb blocks, however, the only way you'll know it's a bomb block, and you do not have bombs, is to actually shoot a missile at it. So high jump is at the bottom of Albuquerque. That's going to give. That's going to allow players to jump higher than the 5-tile limit that they normally can. Now, to get into a little more of the nitty-gritty, while there is a specific logic, and normally you tend to want to follow said logic in terms of how you get your items and how everything progresses, that doesn't mean you can't, as we like to say, break logic. So there's still different tricks like infinite bomb jumping, mid-air morph ball jump, which is a Metroid only ability. Stop for a second here. Meteor is basically entering a room that's a sort of a replica of the lava dive from Super Metroid to get into the Norfair. There's an item back here that's usually a major, and surprisingly, this time around it is not. Epi, they're getting bombs. Looks like in Norfair. That should, that with high jump and morph ball should give him access to most stuff. He just has to hope that perhaps there's nothing that requires spring ball at this point. And because the room developers are very creative, we do not know what we're going to find when we get to Torium and we need to kill Mother Brain. Or for what you even need just to get out of the escape. Yeah, a good example of the mid-air warp drop is Fiendsy's doing that right now. Let's get hit from some mobs. There we go. Mosquito room today didn't have anything interesting. A good example of the red criteria room is that room the meter's in right now. Totally labeled. I haven't actually not been tracking what they were written down. That was my original plan. Crystal Core and Bubble Rain. I don't remember the majors. So they've gotten 2 in Norfair. So one way you can, as a little bit of a tip, to try to keep track of how many majors you've gotten in every area, the generator tends to try to divide everything up. There are more or less 12. Missiles is also counted as 1 because it's your initial pickup. You'll see that at the end of the credits when you finish the seed. It'll tell you where all the majors are located. That'll include the first missile pack. So you want to try sometimes to keep track of that, because if you're missing a certain major to progress, you may end up spending a little more time than you think. Meaning I was going to attempt lava dive. He does have high jump with ice beam, which is in logic. So outside space jump, that would also work. So he's heading into River now. Might pay off for him. Spring ball and Kraid. I learned something in the river. Yeah, I didn't know there was an item in that room. And it could be a major. It's fast to get his spring ball as well. So the question now becomes, based on progression of items, no one really knows for sure if they're ahead or not. Magnacore pickup by Fiendsy. So Magnacore, that one attracts, if you're used to the more modern titles like Metroid Dread, you find that whenever you shoot an item, if they drop energy or missiles, that those items come attracting to you. This core allows you to do that. Oh, fun fact I have not mentioned about cores. They have an actual timer. If you equip one, you cannot change to something else for another 5 minutes, or if you get another core pickup during that timer, that will reset the 5-minute timer and you can go ahead and do that again. So still no Vari at this point. Alex has just defeated Kraid. That's 2 bosses down for him. So we're gonna get to see Ridley here in an interesting little room with some spikes. Meteor shouldn't have too much trouble defeating him. So from a racer's perspective right now, there hasn't been much in terms of heat rooms. So it could be possible that Varia isn't technically needed towards the end, so it may not be available. It may be in Turian. Or it may be in either Wreck Ship or Criteria at this point, perhaps. Or by the fact that Ridley's area doesn't have a lot of heat rooms, or anyone else for that matter. Morphers had some. I've seen an Epi stream. There's another flavor of Vader. It's looking like it. It's looking like it's going to be a fast seed. With the amount of heat, the amount of energy tanks outside of Crystal Core. Oh, there we go. Gordor Metroika. The probably hardest of combat rooms there are currently in the ever-expanding library of rooms. Well, there's an item in this room. Let's see if Meteor's going to remember to check it. Oh, going right by it. Let's have the loadout to get it. Epi's checking Lava Dive. Probably disappointed with the missiles. Wondering, like I said earlier, no major. So at this point, unless Varia is really needed towards the end, heated rooms doesn't seem like to be a problem in this run. It looks like most runners are missing Varia, Spazer, and Varia, Spazer, Space Jump, and Screw Attack. Screw Attack not being a progression item by itself, but very useful to have to get by more enemy-intensive rooms. And to kill giant side hoppers, because outside of missiles is the only other way to kill them. As seen here with Gordor, trying to kill that one. They do hurt when they hit you. Something else I forgot to mention earlier. Alex just passed what's called the map scanner. So they can introduce another feature that's not in the original Metroid, which is to be able to scan parts of the map. They're on the large map. See, there are usually 3 scanners available, and you have the opportunity to scan up to 3 times at a time, which each one resetting, becoming available after 15 minutes. Highly useful to get an idea of what's coming ahead, and because you are able to see the names of the rooms on the map, and when you enter every room, you are able to have an idea saying, oh, I know what this room is, and then you can plan ahead. So we got Epi here fighting Ridley. Shouldn't take too long for him. As a crystal core pickup for Meteor. Crystal core is another one of our famous cores. This one's a very good one if you do not have Varia. What it will do is, if you're about to die, so in other words your energy reaches 0, the core will instead take 1 missile away and give you 5 energy. And it'll keep doing that until you run out of missiles, and then subsequently obviously die again. So if you guess it, it actually is very good for heated runs, because it'll give you quite a bit of an extension to get through longer rooms. Say maybe it's you lose 2 to 3 missiles a second, maybe. It might be getting too high of a number. So this would give Meteor, let's say, about 30 to 40 seconds of extra heated run time. So Gordor has located Turian, another brain area. Guess he's trying to see if he can find something worth it. Well, this room may have something. This is a possible major. Oh, and there we go. There is Space Jump. So now Gordor has full mobility. If you did Ridley, I don't quite remember. Here's another room that may have a possible major, but it's a bit of a combat room. In this instance, you have to destroy all the Zebetite shields to trigger some blocks to disappear. It'll be right here at the bottom. Curious to see if there will be a second item. Oh. As the foreshadow goes, where Space Jump is, Screw Attack is not far behind. I would assume at this point, if he's already killed Ridley, if he hasn't killed all 3 bosses, he's out. And there he goes. Yeah, that's right, Lenoy. I have to agree. I believe Meteor's killed all 3. This is the novice in me. I should take these notes down. He needs Kraid. Or was I thinking about Alex killing Kraid? Based on where he's going, I think you're correct. Order heading back to Norfair. Possibly going after Ridley. Can't see the item in that top corner where Epri's trying to get to. That's an E-tank, okay. I think Epi's planning to go variolist for the rest of the run. Taking that time to pick it up. I have to agree, MST. Hey, maybe some easy missile pickups on the way. Not sure the generator cared when you made this seed, MST. It's not that much in terms of heated rooms. Well, Alex, don't die. You with crystal quartz, very, very low. All right, so if you're gonna get that, yes, he is. Order thinking twice of going down the maze to get these missiles. Wonder if anyone's checked colorblind. This room at Gordor just passed by has 2 areas that are bomb block locked. You have to be very careful to see where it is. Right, there's Meteor fighting Kraid. See if he decides to leave or make a run for Turian now. So he's gonna keep looking. I don't believe Epi's killed Kraid yet. Which is that Turian room? Oh, I didn't see Gordor go too far in to see Beansy finally gets his high jump. Oh, we have the runners running around some familiar rooms here, just as a reminder. Give the runners a follow. Great guys. So at this point, I'm thinking everyone's going to follow the same plan Epi is. Most likely they are, for the most part, stacking up. There's Gorder getting Kraid down with the easy screw attack combo. Screw attack tends to be really powerful when they fight on bosses. That's correct, MSD. He's gonna probably run down there now. Oh, can't tell how many missiles he has, but I think he's got. I think he should have plenty of ammo. I don't think we found Phazon Core yet. A somewhat favorite core of certain people, especially good towards the end game. Phazon Core allows you to do double damage basically with all your beams and missiles, but at the cost of a slow drain of your energy, down to about 50. It won't drop you below that. It kind of puts you in not really a one-hit KO situation, but fairly glass cannon, so to speak. There's Epi's gonna hit the Kraid. I'm curious of the seed that no one's gone to Criteria or Wreck Chip. At least I didn't see it. Oh, it has? And there was Ice Beam also in Norfair. Yeah, sometimes the seed will give you 2 items, sometimes it'll give you 1, and maybe 3. Maybe. It's a little rare. There we go. Alex is going through at both ends of Colorblind here. From courtesy of Lenophis. Missiles on one side. Just go a little lower there, Alex. There you go. So we got Gorder going into Turin. He has a very healthy ammo and energy count. Provided any real special obstacle comes in front of him, we would be able to get through. We're gonna see what interesting Mother Brain room we get today. So like any other Mother Brain fight, we're gonna get in there. Area's got lots of Metroids we're gonna fight through. Mother Brain's room will be full of Zebetite shields that we'll need to kill before we can even attack her. Now there's a few rooms that I haven't seen in a while, so no, he's not. He's going for the win here. I'd have to put my money at this point that Varia's either in Criteria or Wreck Ship. As we've seen little to nothing of those areas today. So Epi's heading into Turian now. Oh, that is a lovely Metroid room. So in this room, you have to follow a certain pattern to get around. And then towards the middle area, vertically, there is a path that you need to missile block. You will hope to not see this in the escape, because this will kill some time. You lose at least in about a minute. You did map scan, yes. Probably had a sigh of relief when you saw it wasn't part of the escape.
Buckle up, everyone, because this is gonna be a ride to remember.
This one's got a miner on top. He'll probably keep going. Oh no, he wants it. Interesting. Wants that extra padding, I guess. This next room will have a Metroid almost behind every one of those walls. You want to be careful. There he goes. Ah, there's a Phazon core. Okay, so it wasn't Brinstar. Yep, they are just all go mode for it. Fairly equal. One energy tank extra on Epi side, and a little more and more ammo than Gordor. Fairly experienced runners should be able to they'll manage their own ammo. All right, so this is a interesting Mother Brain room, a big vertical room to manage the blocks that you're shooting to get to each Zebetite shield. Because these blocks are half blocks, they will sort of collapse on you like crumble blocks would. So it's kind of left that intentionally to give you that challenge. At least I think it was. Alright, MSD. Pixels are the content, sir. Mother Brain is down, as we do have a classic escape. Just a short minutes, that should only be a couple rooms long. End time of 41:32. Gordor is our winner for this week's race. GG's. It shouldn't be too far behind. Oh, got caught by Metroid. Got out. That'd be a fairly close finish. Stays about a couple minutes behind. Meter is entering into Turian for his run into Mother Brain. Seems to want to keep looking for items. I decided against it. So yeah, so ultimately Varia was not a factor in this run today. Very much so a jet seat. In retrospect, most of the time, medium 7 area should be about closer to an hour. I don't think the heated room portion played a major part. So it looks like most of our runners are in Turian, except for Fienzy, who seems like still looking for something. Has he gotten all 3 bosses down? Where Ampy finishes there with a time of 42:59 on the screen, but officially it's 43 on the nose for racetime.gg. Gordor, Ampy. Alex and Meter racing for 3rd place here, or 4th place. Going into Mother Brain first. Meter's got to deal with the Tower of Metroids. Fairly quickly. He's doing okay. Just got, like I said, those half tiles tend to act like crumble blocks. There he goes. He's gonna lay the smackdown on Mother Brain here. There he goes. About to head into his Mother Brain room. Alex should be finishing here shortly. By this little robot. Alright, and GG's to Alex. Race time of 45:40. 4th place this week. Runners seem they're going to finish under an hour today, which, yeah, very much so a jet seed. Looking like it. And there's Fiendzy. He's found his Torian. Won't be that far behind. Meter being a little smart, although I'm wondering if he just accidentally hit that thing. But it was a good tactic to freeze that Rinka. Picking up his screw attack. Oh, Alex finished in 3rd. Meteor finished in 4th. Or will be finishing in 4th, it looks like. Our meter done. GG's. 4th place, 47-47. So that meter will end up probably finishing sometime, probably around the 50-minute mark. He's got this. Great Canadian gusto. I'll tell you one thing, people, you go through this room, I hope you keep your volume down. Those Metroids like to complain. he went the wrong way. Or not. Oh, yeah. Nope, he's good. It's good. Don't worry. Don't go up, Beans. Alright, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's on the right path now. He'll be seeing Mother Brain there shortly. Well, Fienzy gets there to finish up to Mother Brain. If you guys want to know more about Metroid planets, you can head over to the Metroid Construction website where we have a nice think feed post about it. There's also a community Discord. You can go there. Lots of information. You can download the game. People submit room packs there. Ask any question you want. Help you out designing any room you want. Play. Find us usually playing these races on Fridays. I host them on Tuesdays for people that usually can't make this one. And sometimes some of us are even streaming them. I'm usually on Thursdays, just chilling, making rooms. Come watch me try to be an artist. Oh, he definitely turned it off. No, he didn't turn it off. No, he's still got it on. Saw him gain some energy and went back down. He's going for the jugular. Slam. There goes down Mother Brain. Nope, can't turn it off yet. Just gonna have to stay with that for a bit. But you'll see in a moment that it's not a big deal. As soon as you saw the timer. Don't get hit. Don't take too much damage without barriers suit. Oh, don't. Okay. That room is finicky if you shoot. And lots of spikes at the bottom. Alright, GG to Fienzy with a time of 52:46. Finishing in 5th place for the race. As a quick mention, we do have some other runners that aren't being on the stream right now. Milani and Nada also just finished 1 minute behind Fienzy with a time of 53:46. That's it for tonight, guys. Appreciate you watching. Might be streaming next week. We're not sure yet. But we will be running this at No Kids Hungry Marathon on April 30th. I believe around 7 a.m. Go check the schedule there. It's going to be MST versus Epi. And I'll be commentating as well for your enjoyment. We do. Who's the matchup? There's actually 2 of them. Have a good night, everybody.